We're with Demon head football coach Bradley Del Pivito after Northwestern has picked up a Southland Conference victory at home over Lamar. And as the Demons are preparing to play the league-leading Southeastern Lions Saturday afternoon in Hammond, it's a Southland TV game, and you'll be able to watch it on many regional affiliates and also on some satellite TV hookups as well. But let's get to football right now. And Coach Pivito, your team got a very important conference win at home against Lamar. What were the keys in that game for your team's success?
Well, I thought we really started fast in the game, and we got a lead, and we were able to sustain that lead throughout the game, which I thought was very, very important. Again, we were a very good fourth quarter football team. It was not a perfectly played game in all three phases, but we did what it took to win. I thought we played extremely hard. It was an extremely physical ball game, and anytime you come up with a win in this league, it's a great day. So very proud of our football team for how hard we played, how well we played, and getting the victory on Saturday.
A couple of things that were different than the last couple of weeks for the Demons. Defensively, your pass rush, you had 5 sacks after coming in with only 4 for the entire season. What changed for the Demons' pass rush to be so effective against Lamar?
Well, I thought our guys across the board did a great job, had a great week, and we've really circled that phase of our defense and felt like it's something we need to improve on. We actually went with a money package where we got more ends on the field and try to get more speed on the field to take advantage of going against an offensive line that we would be more athletic than, and I thought it helped. I thought we did a great job on the pressures, did a great job on our blitzes, did a great job maintaining our rush lanes, and the hard work paid off. Thought Adam Fairley really had them ready to roll, and we played a lot of different guys, and they played well.
Offensively, the Demons ran the ball very effectively, their second best rushing game of the year. Your first running back to have a 100-yard rushing game in Rob Walker. What made the run game so effective?
Well, first of all, it always starts up front. I thought we blocked extremely well. Thought we played really well up front in this game. Probably our best overall, well-played game as an offensive line since I've been here. And, I thought Rob Walker ran extremely hard. Thought we did a great job of setting up the run game off our jet motions. And, we were able to throw the ball, pretty well in the field as well. So, I thought it was a combination of a lot of things, but at the end of the day, our O-line blocked extremely well, and Rob ran extremely hard, ran low. He's got a very low center of gravity. He's a bowling ball and just hard to bring down, but he ran through a lot of tackles as well.
Another component to the run game was the addition of Phil Harvey at the Wildcat position. He had 87 yards rushing, a 26-yard touchdown run. Talk about making that move.
Well, if you ever watch Phil, he of course, we know how fast he is, but he has good vision. He has running back vision, and, he makes some great cuts, can cut back against the grain. He's tough, he's physical, he runs hard, and he was a great addition to our offense. And really, every time we've had him back there, he's produced yards. So very proud of Phil. And again, we had great blocking those plays, but he has ability to cut back and find a crack that a lot of backs wouldn't find.
Getting back to the defense for a moment, certainly the pressure up front was important, but your team tackled perhaps as well as it has all year long. And we'd have to say that your secondary coverage, your pass coverage, was probably pretty good too if you got 5 sacks.
Well, we had great coverage, and that gave us a lot of problems. We had to really game plan what we were doing coverage-wise, had to adjust our coverages, first their bunches and their empties, their motions, all their close formations. And I thought our guys executed the game plan extremely well. The good thing about it, even when they caught balls, we were on them. We tackled very quickly, and really outside the last drive, we didn't give up a lot of big pass plays. We gave up the one fade in a blitz situation. We gave up the 30-yarder when we were in prevent, and that happens. I mean, we were trying to run the clock, make sure we didn't give up a big one on that last drive, and win the ball game, and it worked. You don't worry about stats and those things at that time. I mean, you line up and you play to win the game, and that's what we did. But I thought coverage with the linebackers and the secondary was very excellent in this ball game.
Okay, let's talk about Southeastern, a team that you've watched tape on now, and actually the Demons have been able to see on tape the last 2 weeks. as Southeastern played McNeese as you were preparing for McNeese, and Southeastern played Lamar as you were preparing for Lamar. What have you seen from the Lions under new head coach Ron Roberts, who we played last year when he and his staff were at Delta State?
Well, they're very athletic, very multiple. Again, we have a lot of multiplicity in all three phases to get ready for. They play extremely hard, very talented, very well coached. So, typical Southland Conference opponent. We have to have a great plan. We got to go execute. We got to play well, and that'll, to me, is when you get in league play, everybody's good every week, and this team is no different. They're leading our conference. I mean, they've beat two very good football teams, actually two teams that we've played. So we got a lot of respect for them. We got to play well to win.
Let's talk about the conference race. Southeastern comes in with the only unbeaten record at 2-0. Everybody else has at least one loss. Highly competitive Southland Conference.
The conference is wide open right now, and if you'd have told me that all but one team would have a loss, I never would have believed it, to be totally honest with you. But it's wide open. I think every team in the conference really controls their own destiny right now, and Southeastern really does, being undefeated. So it's a big game for us, because it's the next conference opponent. It's the next game period. But I mean, they're undefeated, and that brings a little added edge to the game. As well, if we can go win this game, I mean, it's really up for grabs. Then we could come back home with an open week and let everybody beat up each other while we're off. So that's a win here puts the Demons in very good position in the conference race with a week off.
Your team over the last couple of years is 6-3 on the road in conference games. What makes the Demons a really formidable opponent as a visiting team?
Well, first of all, to go backwards, we've been a very good home team. We're undefeated at home, and our goal, one of our preseason goals as a team, was to be undefeated at home. So we've got 3 of them licked. On the road, I've always said, we get a chance to get on the road early. The guys get to rest. We have them in a hotel. We get to feed them good, and I think it gives you that added focus that we don't get at home. In the FCS conference, you can't do the hotel overstay at night. They have to set the resident. Not that our guys don't prepare and focus, but it's just an added focus, in my opinion. When you put them on a bus, you travel, you're in another city, and you spend really the night together, so to speak. And that is why I really think our road success has been there, because a lot of teams don't travel. They wait till the next day. They'll travel 3 or 4 hours. We go the day before, and there's added focus for us. I really believe that.
I'm with junior defensive tackle Leslie Deemer, who had a career game Saturday night as the Demons knocked off Lamar, and now he's getting to go back close to home to play Saturday against Southeastern in Hammond. Leslie, let's first talk about the Lamar game. Defensively, after a tough night down in Lake Charles, you guys really responded and shut down Lamar. What was the difference this week for the Demons defensively?
Defensively, we watched a lot of film. Our coaches, they're real good at breaking down film, and they knew they were going to be very multiple. And we worked all week with a good coaching scheme, and our playmakers came and made plays.
Pass rush was spectacular in this game after really not being consistently effective earlier in the season. What changed with 5 sacks in this game for the Demon pass rush?
Well, we've been working since camp on our being perfectionists, because our coach here, he real big on technique. And this week it all clicked. And we came with a new package this week to get more younger speed guys on the field, and they really helped a lot to change the pace against the O-line.
What made the difference for you personally on Saturday?
Personally, I just worked harder this week at practice, and the coach, he really put me in a good position to make plays, and playing with like 10 other guys that we have on the field, all I had to do is my job, and a lot of plays just came to me.
Okay, the conference race is pretty wide open, except for Southeastern, who's 2-0 in this conference. Talk about, and I know you haven't seen any tape necessarily of Southeastern as we talk today, but talk about the importance of this game and the challenges that Southeastern provides under a new head coach who was last year at Delta State.
Yes, sir. Well, seeing the coaches at Delta State, we know they're a real good coach, and they're gonna bring that well coached style to Southeastern that's been having great athletes since I've been watching them. And this week we'll have to work even harder, and if we can get a big win in Southeastern, it'll be real good to get a role for the rest of the conference run.
Okay, Southeastern is pretty close to home for you. Talk about how much you're looking forward to this game from a personal perspective.
Yeah, Southeastern real close, like 10 minutes away. I grew up watching them, and it's gonna be real big because I'm gonna have like a lot of family there that hasn't seen me play since I've been in college, so I'm gonna have to really come with it this week.
All right, now not only coming on the field with it, but tickets. How many tickets are you gonna need this weekend, do you think?
Close to 20 at least. I've been asking everybody that isn't using their tickets, they're from out of town and stuff, and plus we have other players that needs tickets too. So we've been competing. Like ever since camp, we've been competing for tickets.
Talk about where the Demons football team is now emotionally. 1-1 in conference, 3-3 overall, heading into a big game at Southeastern.
Emotionally, we're very high. We know we can do it, but we just got to all put it together at the same time. Like in different games, the defense might play real good, or the offense might play real good, or the special teams. But this game, we really need to put it all together to compete against a real good Southeastern team.
We're with junior tight end Tucker Nims, who's one of the team captains for this week's game at Southeastern. Tucker, let's first talk about the win last week over Lamar. The Demons 30-23 victors over the Cardinals, evening our record at 3-3 overall, 1-1 in conference. What does that win do for this team emotionally?
It does a great bit. A win in conference is always good, especially after coming off a tough loss to McNeese. Nobody likes to lose, especially down to those boys in Lake Charles. And to bounce back and get another win and coming into playing a team that's undefeated in conference, we can really set ourselves up, get back in this conference race because, whoever wins this thing, it's in our hands. If we play like we could, we can win this.
Okay, offensively last week we came out of the gate real fast, which is something that hadn't happened too often this season. What was the difference for the Demon offense?
We preached all week. We've preached the whole year about finishing. And, statistically, we finished every game, win or lose. We've had the upper hand in the latter part of the game. But this week we really preached coming out fast and, hitting teams with fast tempos, because especially Lamar was a very talented defense, but sometimes had trouble lining up to, a faster pace offense. And we felt the faster we came out, the quicker we could put points on the scoreboard and the faster our offense could move. And I think we really, really accomplished that this past week.
Well, speaking of putting points on the board, you had the opportunity to do that with a touchdown catch. Talk about that play.
It was a play that was pretty much designed. It was a one-route play. We had such a heavy run team out of Buffalo, and we'd run power so many times out of that, nobody really expected me to come off and bounce off and be in the back of the end zone all alone. So it was nice for a change to score, and hopefully we can keep putting them up next week.
Okay, let's talk about the offensive running game, which really popped into prominence this week with 206 yards rushing, 103 of those by Rob Walker. What changed for the offense to be so productive in the run game?
With any run game, you got to, every running back is great, but the offensive line is where it starts, and I think our offensive line is a night and day difference from last year, and I think last week it just really clicked. Lamar threw a lot of different fronts at us, and they sometimes I don't even think they knew where they were going, but the offensive line really handled it well. And, you got to give a credit to the big boys up front and the running backs. We have so much ability at running back, you never really get tired. It's not like a one-back offense. We have 5, different people that are touching the ball multiple times a game, and it's a good problem to have. And I think it all finally came together, and Rob had a big game, and, I'm really happy for him. It was his first big game of the year, and I think it was at a good time.
All right, let's turn the page to Southeastern, and while you have not had a chance yet to see any tape of the Lions, you're certainly aware that they are the only unbeaten team in the conference with a 2-0 record, and they've had success in league play. Talk about the importance of this game, first of all, in the league race.
Everybody in this conference has a loss besides Southeastern. So if we can even up the table and the playing board for everybody with a loss. And, you know, every conference game is big. And, you know, it'll be nice to go into the bye week if we can get a win with this one, coming back and setting the table up for ourselves. So we really just have to prepare. And, you know, it's going to be a good Southeastern team. They're coming off, you know, 2 wins in conference, feeling pretty good about themselves. And they got, you know, the new coaching staff. And so we're going to have to come out. We're going to have to play this week.
As you prepared for Lamar, you were looking at tape of Southeastern beating Lamar. Did you catch yourself at all looking at that tape and saying, okay, I got to make a note of this. This is a Southeastern team that we're playing in 2 weeks. And what did you see?
You try not to, but, you know, you still notice, you know, because it's conference and every other team, you know, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. You know, they play fast also, and, you know, they're a very talented team. They're going to come out and they're going to come to beat us. You know, they haven't beaten us the past 2 years, and they're looking for some revenge. And, you know, we beat the whole Delta State coaching staff last year, and that's their new coaching staff, and, you know, and we'd really like to come out and pull a W this week.
What impressed you about, and you also got to see them against McNeese when they beat McNeese, so what has impressed you about Southeastern in the tape that you have seen?
Their ability to finish. They never gave up. Even though McNeese was up by more than one score, they kept pursuing, and they just finished the game. And that's something that you can't really teach, and it's just got to be, you know, built in a team. And, you know, they're a team, and they're going to come out and play 4 quarters, you know, so we're going to have to bring our A game, you know.
You're pretty involved in special teams. Talk about the importance of special teams in this game.
As you can see, special teams is important every week, especially with a guy back there like Phil Harvey. He could change a game in a matter of 10 seconds. And it's something that we as a team pride ourselves on. We prepare heavily every week for special teams, more than a lot of other teams that I have friends playing on. And, you know, and it does show up in games, you know. It shows up because even this past week when Phil returned that punt against Lamar, you didn't expect it to happen, but it happened, and it was a big-time game changer. It put us right in field position, and that's something Coach B preaches every week is, you know, controlling momentum and controlling field position, and, you know, and it's good to have a special teams that, you know, has the ability to do that.
All right, you're not playing far away from home either. Lafayette's a little farther than a hop, step, and a jump, but you'll certainly have a good contingent at the game, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. I have a bunch of family members coming. I have a bunch of family members from Baton Rouge. A bunch of family members that hadn't seen me play since freshman year, you know, so a lot of people are excited to come and see. So hopefully we can come out with a W.
Did you ever consider going to Southeastern?
No, Southeastern never offered me a scholarship. It was just, I believe, McNeese and Northwestern, but I never really even considered going to Southeastern. I'm not a big Baton Rouge person.
Well, there you go. You have to go through Baton Rouge to get to Hammond. The Demons will do that this weekend. Key to victory for the Demons on Saturday?
Coming out fast and finishing strong and not letting up one bit. When our foots are on their throat, keep going.
All right, I didn't ask Leslie Deemer this, but clearly both of you take great pride in your hair. Tell me who has the best hair of all on the Demon football team?
Well, on the football team, it's obviously hands down me. I cut it sometimes just to give people a chance to catch up, but everybody realizes once it's grown out to its full potential how beautiful this is. It's wet right now because we just got done with workouts, but when it's in full form and this weather is doing wonders for it. No more humidity, no more frizz. So I'm really happy where my hair is right now. It's at a good spot.
And other than you, who are the top hair guys on the team?
You know,
whose hair do you respect?
You know, I have to give it to the people with dreadlocks. You know, I like Deemer's hair. You know, the worst hair on the team is by far Grant Chasson. You know, the curly, whatever he's got going, is just really not working. He should just shave it. You know, that's really it. You know, we got some okay hair, nothing I really have worth recognizing.
Very good. Thanks for the follicle report and the football report, Tucker Nims.
Thank you.